Hello darlings, welcome to Tammy and Tiara's. Here we are, February the 1st, 2023. How wonderful to see you all today. I've missed my beautiful people. It's been quite a while since I published a video, a month or so I think, and I've enjoyed having the time off, but I've needed the time off to recover from losing Millie. I knew that it would be a big shock when she went, and we knew it was getting close, and I put it off, and every day was a blessing. But in the end, it was such a heart-wrenching thing to do, and I miss her every single day. I have thrown myself into the garden, and you know, I've just kept so busy because if I sit, I miss her on my lap. I miss her next to me. I've got Lucy here, of course, who has cottoned on that Millie's not here and has been needing quite a lot of extra comfort and everything. You know, she's lost her sister. She's known Millie since she was born. Millie was like a mum to her. Did you paw up, little one? Millie was a mum to her. She taught her how to do everything, and you know, so she's lost her mum. So in a way, it's been very sad for her too. We've become firm buddies, haven't we, Lucy? Lucy, we've become firm buddies. Yes, so I'm very grateful to have Lucy. I wanted to talk about today, well, we have to discuss Millie, of course, but I wanted to talk about love and caring for things. I'll tell you what, darlings, it is amazing how much things thrive with a bit of attention. I got some plants given to me within an inch of their life. You know, they were just, whoops, this tiara is on its own way. It's my beautiful one from America, and obviously, no, from England. And because it's a traveled one, it wants to continue traveling. It just doesn't like to sit still. Anyway, so these plants were within an inch of their lives, and I've brought them back to life, and it's just so wonderful to see what love and care can do. And don't we love and care for everything? Our pets, our husband, our home, our car. If you don't love and care for it, who else will? And it's wonderful to see what happens with a bit of attention. I know Millie took a lot of looking after in her last year. It's been a struggle every single day, wondering, will she wake up, won't she wake up? And it's been very sad. We had her cremated, which was another sad thing because I actually found out, excuse me, that she had been left at the veterinarian practice for 15 days after she passed before that Eden Hill were notified to come and collect her. So she died on the 28th of December and she wasn't collected until the 12th of January. I was devastated about this, and I complained about it to the vet, and they've written me a beautiful handwritten letter that I will open later because it arrived today. So somebody just forgot about my Millie and left her in the freezer, and she wasn't taken to a final resting place. It's been really hard having her come back in such a tiny box. It's sobering. I've made like a little tribute to her. I'll post that on the end. And my darling little granddaughter Emma has arranged everything in it. So they're all little bits of things from Millie that I'll keep in the lounge room. That just means that Millie is still with us. And it's really funny because I can still hear her footsteps around the house. And Lucy every night goes to the end of the bed and barks, because she used to do that to tell Millie to come to bed, unless I carried Millie to bed. Because Millie would decide to get up and get the midnight wanders and the midnight munchies. And so Lucy would be barking because she was blind and deaf, but Lucy would bark at her anyway. And she'd come back, wouldn't she, Lucy? And she's still doing that. So she's definitely missing her little buddy. So what I was going to say about love and care, you have to nurture everything you have. You have to look after everything you have. And it starts with you. It starts with looking after you. Now, it's taken me a long time to learn this. I'll be 64 this year. And it's taken me all my life to learn that if I don't look after me, then the whole house crumbles, because I can't support Bert, and Bert needs the support. And when I had children, they were the first priority. In everything they did, they were the first priority. I never worried about me. I never worried about haircuts. I never worried about hair colours for me. I tried to spend all the money on the children to make sure that they were looking really good, and I put all my love and care into them. And now, of course, that we're older, we put our love and care into the garden and the house. A lot of people think that gardens are boring. Oh my gosh, they are not. I do a gratitude walk every single morning around my garden, and just look at them and see how they've grown overnight. It's funny to see a leaf here, a flower there, an insect there. Oh, there's a bird's nest. It's just wonderful. I'm so very, very lucky to have my garden, because without it, I don't think I could get through. I'm not a person that can live without a garden or a pet. So they're two of the things that I definitely put love and care into. And I have to say also that it's fun to do that, because you can go to the nurseries and you can buy this and you can buy that for the garden. But what I've been trying to do in the last, ever since Millie passed actually, because I found I had no energy, I couldn't get out of bed, and I just really hit a wall. And I have to thank Anna Marie for her continual phone calls. I have to thank Jacinta and Reese and the kids, you know, Emma and Oscar, for coming over and seeing me, you know, because it was such a sad time, and they supported me in lots and lots of ways, mainly by giving me big hugs, and Jacinta buying beautiful memory bulbs called Millie and little things. And Simone's been wonderful too, because she's got pets and she knows what's ahead one day, and it's very hard to face. So she did avoid me for 2 days because she knew I'd be too upset, and she was right. You've seen that video, because she thought that it would start her off. So anyway, what I've been trying to do, thank you to everybody who supported me, thank you. What I've been trying to do is make the garden easier maintenance for Bert and I. I don't like things cluttered or messy, and everything has to balance. At the moment, I'm growing maidenhairs behind me. These are my Marilyn maidenhairs. I had to break Marilyn up into 3 or 4 clumps. She just got too big for the pot and was too heavy to shift around. And I will pass them on to other people once they get established, and I'll just keep the one. I don't like to have too much stuff, because you don't need it, and you really only need the one that gives you the greatest pleasure. So look for the one and try and make your life easier by getting rid of things that are too much work. Like with gardening, I've got a lot of self-watering pots. My maidenhairs are in self-watering pots, and now I've gone to succulents instead of all the fussy begonias and things that I used to have, because I could never grow a begonia. Could we, Lucy? We tried, but we couldn't grow begonias. Yes. And so I'm going to that. I've also got rid of all of the wonderful rocks that we had around the garden, and we had a lot of them. And I put them free on Marketplace, and a young gentleman come and picked them up. Very grateful for them, and off they went. I've downsized the veggie patches. They didn't work. The boxes didn't work. Nothing grew. Everything went to seed. It was just extremely disappointing. So I've got rid of all of those, and I've been doing just a massive clean out and tidy round to get rid of things. So it's been a good time to do it, because it's kept me very busy. So love and care is very important, darling. Start with yourself. Make sure that if you're a lady or a gentleman, you moisturise, you put on your sunscreen, you massage your feet overnight, you do the things that make you feel a little bit better. Always take your medication every single day if you suffer from mental health issues like me. And make sure that you do the things that make you happy. Don't get stuck in things that you don't. I'm very lucky here in Sweet Sebastopol, because all our neighbours are so friendly. You know, we get together and have a little chat and a cuppa together, and it's just wonderful. Anna across the road, and I've got Glenda across my driveway, and I've got Ray next door, who I'm filling up his green waste bin at the moment, because I've filled 2 of them. So it's been lots of gardening for me, and I'd love to have some comments, sweet peas. Please leave me some comments. Let me know how you've been. Julie, let me know. Lisa, let me know. April, how are you going with little Colby? Thank you. There's a big change this year. I'm going to get a post office box. Well, actually, Simone's getting it, and we are sharing it. So you'll be able to write a letter to me if you ever you feel the chance to. And I tell you, if you put your address on it, I will write back to you, because I love writing letters. So I don't have much more news, darlings. Bert's off working at the moment, doing some sills. And yes, I just wanted to talk about love and caring, and loving yourself and looking after yourself, and the loss of Millie, and just a bit of a catch up, really, a bit of a catch up. So I'll sign off for now and say, God bless, darling. Take care wherever you are in the world. I'm sorry about the crackling in the roof. That's the sun. It's midsummer here in Ballarat, and it's the sun on the skylights. And I have to thank Penny for my beautiful tiara. Oh my gosh, it's a tiara that loves to travel because it slides out of my hair because it's used to the high-flying life coming all the way from Buckingham Palace. Oh my stars. Anyway, darling, thank you, Penny. Anyway, thank you. Big hi to my sister in America. Hello, darlings. Look, no rings on because I'm gardening. So anyway, lots and lots of love from Lucy and I, and stay well, stay happy, and God bless. Everyday life is doing everyday things, isn't it? I've been hanging my washing on the line all summer, and it's so nice to have that beautiful smell. However, it does dry hard, even though I put fabric softener in it. Has anybody got any tips out there? I'm going to buy vinegar and try that this week. Washing Millie's blanket was very hard, but I knew it was something that had to be done. The curved one is Lucy's blanket, and then I've got the straight one, which is Millie's blanket. Bert did a wonderful job with this roof, ladies, and I would recommend it wherever you are in the world. Don't mind my pegging skills, I'm not real good at it. Millie's blanket. Yes, it still lays on the bed every single night. Lucy lays on it too. So I thought perhaps I'd better wash it. Try and make things a little bit easier for her. So just doing the mundane things of everyday life is what we do, isn't it? Whether it's throwing the load into the dryer, whether it's popping it onto the clothesline, whatever. It's just what we do, isn't it, ladies? And gentlemen. I'm going to have a cup of tea when this is done. The washing on the line, that is. And then I'm going to start the garden again. We're trying so hard to get it under control. We've put down 2 metres of bark, which was a big effort, I'll tell you. It took us 4 days to get over it. I also threw out so many rocks while I put them free on Marketplace, as I said, and they were picked up, and it was just such a job to move them onto the driveway. But Bert and I did it. It's amazing what you can do when you set your mind to it. There were so many rocks when we moved here. Some of them are lovely and light, but a lot of them are just those awful blue metal ones that came over on the ship. Goodness, they're heavy. They're so heavy. My beautiful Lady McKillop had a beautiful branch in it that needed to come off because it had been broken halfway up, so off it came. And like I say, I was so lucky because my neighbour lent me his bin and I could put all this green waste into it without having to get Bert to take it to the tip. It was really hot. It probably doesn't look that hot, but it was in the 30s when we were doing this because I just wanted to get it done. I'm like that. Once I start something, I just want to get it done. My gladiolis did really well this year. Beautiful, fine and red they are. I hope you don't mind watching the gardening. I hope you're having a cup of tea, or coffee, or a drink of water wherever you are. We always have to look after ourselves first, don't we, darling? Especially as we get older into our freedom years. I don't like to sit in front of the television all day. In fact, I won't do it. You have to keep busy, you have to keep moving. Move it or lose it, they always say, don't they? This is how Millie came home in a paper bag. It was heartbreaking. And I saw this and I brought this to put all her things in. And Emma did it. She did a wonderful job. So now Millie's teddy holds Millie. And you guessed it. Yes, you guessed it. She's still in the lounge room, in front of the television. And meanwhile, Lucy is on her perch looking out the window. She sits on the chair while I do my exercises. And this is finally having a photo of the 4 boys bricking: Bert, Richard, Zach and Ben. I'll never get a chance again, and I had to take these photos while I could. They weren't happy about it, but I had to do it. I believe this is so true. I really do. The song of the birds from earth, you're nearer God's heart in the garden than anywhere else on earth. This is my Hoya from Mum. So to be about 40, 45 years old, and it flowers so much and it looks so sick, but it flowers and flowers and flowers, and it's full of little spiders and little ants. And this is a nest that I found out in the garden. It still had a blue egg in it. Absolutely amazing. Well, darlings, I'm going to sign off here. Please have a lovely week. And just remember, life is short. So wear a tiara. Lots and lots of love from beautiful Ballarat. Bye for now. This one's a bit of a stayer, like my others. That's better. Become firm buddies. Oh, there goes the tiara. Life, you know, they were just, whoops, this tiara is on its own way. It's my beautiful one from America, and obviously, no, from England. And because it's a travelled one, it wants to continue travelling. It just doesn't like to tiara. Oh my gosh, it's a tiara that loves to travel because it slides out.